Good morning. My name is Brandon Cotton, and this is my About the Author presentation. Here's me outside of my classroom, and here's me again showing you that good old wave check. Okay, so a little bit of my academic experience. Um, I went to Texas A&M University for my bachelor's degree in English Liberal Arts. I completed my degree last year in 2018, right before school started. And then currently right now I am completing my graduate degree at the University of Houston in Master's in Curriculum and Instruction because I plan on becoming a reading specialist by the time I finish my program. Here's me at my graduation with one of my good friends, Jonathan. And here's me again when I got accepted into grad school at the University of Houston. So a little bit about my teaching experience. In 2016-2017, for my education courses at A&M, I was a student observer and a tutor at A&M Consolidated High School for College Station Independent School District. It was pretty cool. I was in a English pre-AP class, so I would stay after school and help students with their papers or prepare for the AP exam. And then once I graduated from A&M, I became a long-term substitute for Fort Bend ISD. So I worked at schools like Baines Middle School, Lake Olympia Middle School, and Lakeview Elementary. These are actually some of the pictures from the elementary school. These are some of the kids I worked with. These girls in particular made me this chalk post on the last day of school, so that's why I keep it up here. Currently, I am a 7th grade ELA/ESL teacher for Stafford Municipal School District. This is my first year, so I've only been teaching per se for 3 weeks. This is my classroom, a few shots of my class, and just ESL and ELA. The ESL thing is new for me. I was already studying for it to get certified in it previously, but now that I'm teaching it, it kind of helps as well because whatever I get to study or look at in my book, I get to apply it in my real life classroom situations. A few interesting facts about myself. Well, most of my immediate family is in education. For example, my mom right here, she's a school nurse. She's been a school nurse since 2002, I want to say. She actually became a nurse at Stafford a long time ago, and I ended up going to school there from elementary school to middle school. So it's funny how things circulate back around. My girlfriend right here, she is a math teacher at the Frank Black Middle School. It's like near IKEA. She's a 7th grade math teacher. This is her 3rd year. And my dad, he's a coach. He was a coach at Stafford High School, Eisenhower High School, and many other schools. He's also a youth interventionist over at Ridge Point High School now. So a lot of my family's in education, so that's kind of what geared me toward that direction as well. In my spare time when I'm not in doing classroom things, I like to play basketball. These are two of my favorite basketball players. I like to read books. This is a book by Walter Dean Myers, Monsters, one of my favorite books. I like to collect sneakers. I'm a really big sneakerhead. I've been collecting sneakers since I was in high school. It kind of stems from the basketball thing. So, a few interesting things about myself. And critical areas for education, in my opinion, I told you I wanted to become a reading specialist because when I was in the 2nd grade, I actually was a pretty bad reader myself. But it was thanks to a reading specialist intervention program that helped me become such a great reader. And then you fast forward 20 years later, I'm now a reading teacher. So I want to become the same thing that helped me succeed in reading and English language proficiency. Two other areas I think are very important is fixing the education discrepancy. A lot of minority children in particular, especially black children, they are definitely underrepresented in the education spectrum, and the level of education or resource for education are not as high as their counterparts. So I definitely want to step in and help fix that a little bit because I went to a Title I school most of all my life, and I know what it feels like to go to a school where you don't have the adequate amount of resources or teachers to academically succeed. And I definitely want to get into youth intervention. Like once again, when I was at Lake Olympia, I dealt with a lot of kids who had quote unquote behavioral problems or emotional disturbances problems, and I found great reward in helping those students overcome those factors in their life, because it's hard to be successful academically when you're going through real life situations on outside of school. And lastly, I've never published any work or have any presenter experience. As far as authors in the education field that I admire, one in particular is Jason Reynolds. He's an African American author. He writes young adult and middle grade books for like middle schoolers, and a few books for high schoolers as well. One of my favorite books is Ghost. I like the story. I like how it details another experience of a young African American male, such as myself. And I really like his works. I follow him on Twitter. He's just a person that I respect as far as what he puts out, and I try to use his books within my classroom. So this is my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.